Welcome to the 30k channel with your hosts Connor and David. We've got an exciting little Zone Mortalis game here for some Demons versus the Iron Hands.
Yep, I love a bit of Zone Mortalis, and we've also got a new guest today. We've got Connor. Good morning, Connor.
Hey, morning David.
How are you?
Yeah, good. Good to be here.
Excellent. Now, Connor has taken on the might of the Demons, and I am trying to repel him with the Iron Hands. We've had a little bit of messing around this morning, doing the mission and everything else, and we've both decided that the Demons are tough.
Yeah, it's going to be ugly.
But we know this anyway, so that's fine. I've tried to do something a little bit different with the Iron Hands lists in this game. I've always ran Altic Maw or an Iron Father, but in this time we've gone for a Forge Lord, so it's just a Centurion upgrade. And I think that now the HQs are prepped on par with each other because I think the Forge Lord or Altic Maw is a bit powerful.
Yeah, certainly Chosen are scary, but not much stands up to a Praetor.
Yeah, and I think the HQ's now matched now, which is really good. So we've got the classic Iron Hands list. HQ, Contempt, and a couple of units of Immortals. And then we've seen the Demons list quite similar. So you just recap what's in that list quickly?
Yeah, so we've got a Chosen with 3 Brute Bodyguards. We also have 2 10-man squads of Lesser Demons and 2 6-man Flying Lesser Demon squads, along with 3 Beasts. So lots of models.
Yeah, so this is the thing with the Demons. They're really tough to begin with, and then they start to wane after that. But also as well, with the mission that we've got, we've had quite a hard time placing those counters along with the objective markers as well. Yeah,
it's certainly only 1,000 points. It's not a big game, but it takes up a lot of room.
Yeah, and if we remember back to the previous Zone Mortalis games we've played Demons, instead of using those 5-inch warp rift markers, we're using a 3-inch warp rift, which just allows us to kind of...
Gives us a lot more wiggle room with actually being able to do a bit of tactics as opposed to just taking the 2 spots on the table that could fit one.
Yeah, definitely. If we have a look at the board as well, I've made a bit of a different board, and I did film a board build video to accompany this video to tell you why I've built the board the way I did. So I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it's essentially a 5x4 board, which is, it's a bit tricky, and it's different,
a little unorthodox, but it's got plenty of room for some exciting action.
If you have a look at the mission, we're playing Encounter with a capture ground objective. So 1 in the center and then 4 on the peripherals.
Yeah, so it was those extra objectives that really meant that the warp rifts got a lot more hemmed in when trying to set the table up. Yeah,
I mean, initially we did try to put the objectives down and then the warp rifts, but they didn't quite work to it. As Connor mentioned, we just had to have a little bit of a wiggle around just to make sure it all worked. But it's nothing too dramatic, and it does work.
Yeah.
So points available for mission, you've got 3 points for the central objective, 1 for the ones on the periphery, and then you've got Warlord and First Blood. However, you've decided not to go for the primary, is that right?
Yeah, so with the Etheric Dominion for the Demons, we had Resplendent Terror. The sort of replacement primary objective available to them is called End of Days, which is just 1 victory point for every enemy unit destroyed. Yeah. That's pretty much what the Demons are going to be trying to do anyway, so it felt like a much better fit.
Yeah, it's a really good option to just do what Demons do best, and that is get stuck into the enemy and just wipe stuff out.
Yeah, don't want to be sitting back holding objectives.
No, definitely not.
While there's a Contempt eyeing everyone up.
Oh, now we did quickly go through the victory points just to see, what would be in favour, but the points are very, very similar. So it's around 5 or 6 for both armies to capture or to score. So it's pretty even, right?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty close.
It is. All right. Let's get on with it. We're going to go in to see the list in more detail. I won the roll-off to deploy first, go first, which gave it to Connor. I am not going to seize because I want to see where those demons are.
Yeah, you want something to shoot at.
I do want something, desperately need something to shoot at.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. We're going to Demons turn 1.
The HQ choice for the Demons of the Ruinstorm is a Demon Chosen. He has the Preferred Enemy Infantry special rule from his Shepherd of the Malign rule. He is equipped with Sundering Fangs, Warp Scaled Hide, and a Rift Barb. The first and only Elite's choice for the Demons is 3 Brutes. They are equipped with Flensing Talons and a Rift Barb. The first Troops choice for the Demons is a 10-strong cohort of Lesser Demons equipped with Flensing Talons and Crushing Claws. The second is an identical squad. 10 Demons, Flensing Talons and Crushing Claws. The next 2 troops choices for the Demons are 6 strong squads with demonic wings and bone shard harpoons. The 5th and final troops choice for the demons is 3 demonic beasts with sundering fangs and horned crowns.
Leading the Iron Hands is a Forge Lord equipped in Cataphractii Terminator armor. He has a Volkite Charger, Power Axe, Servo Arm, and a Cyber Familiar. The first of 3 elite choices are 2 Immortal squad, are identically armed. One has 13 squad members, one has 14 squad members. They're all equipped with Volkite Chargers. There are 2 Melter Guns in the squad, and the Sergeant is equipped with Artificer armor and a Breaching Charge. The third and final elite's choice is a Contemptor Dreadnought equipped with a Cary's Pattern Assault Cannon, a Chain Fist with a built-in Melter Gun.
Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 1 movement phase. Coming out of the Warp Rifts, we've joined up the Brutes with the Chosen, and the first squad of 10 Lesser Demons pushed out of the Warp Rift, just barreling straight for those Immortals. Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 1 shooting phase. With nothing to shoot at, the Chosen and Brutes ran forward 6 inches. The Lesser Demons, facing straight down the central corridor, ran forwards 4 inches. Demons of the Ruinstorm, end of turn 1. Pushing forwards, the Demons hoping to put some pressure on that squad of Immortals.
Iron Hands turn 1 movement. Those Immortals are hemmed in a little bit from those 2 units. There was a good case for moving backwards and kind of moving to the left or the right, but the Immortals need to push forward to get onto the objectives. They're hoping to bring down some of those Lessers in the shooting phase. And then finally, the Contemptor has moved forward towards that Warp Rift marker, and will try a bit of a run to make some to gain some ground towards the action happening on this side of the board. Iron Hands turn 1 shooting. The Forge Lord and his attached unit of Immortals will fire 14 Volkite shots into the Lesser Demons in front of them. We'll do the Immortals first. They require 3s to hit. That is a pretty good hit with only 3 misses. And then we'll do the HQ, so he gets 1 hit. Lovely stuff. Correction, that is also a hit from the Forge Lord, so 2 total from him. Volkites are strength 5 against toughness 5, thanks to Tides of Madness, requiring 4s to wound. That is a spectacular roll. Only dropping 3, that is a huge amount of 4, 5s and 6s.
A 4-up armor save for the Lesser Demons. Not great. 6 wounds, killing 3 of the Lesser Demons.
3 Lesser Demons is no mean feat, but there is Deflagrate there, and they also require 5s to wound. Excuse me, 4s to wound. That is 3 more additional wounds.
4-ups once again to save the Lesser Demons. That's 2 more wounds, 1 more dead Lesser Demon. Losing 4 models, that's a leadership test for the Lesser Demons, needing a 7 or less. That's a 5, so they're okay.
The last thing to do for the Iron Hands in shooting phase is to run the Contemptor. And he goes 5. He does have Fleet, but we're going to stick with a 5 and protect his rear armor from potentially units coming from that Warp Rift marker.
Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 2 movement. Did really well for getting almost all of our reserves onto the table, bar 1 unit of Lesser Demons. We have the squad of Beasts, keeping an eye on that Contemptor Dreadnought, just trying to keep him distracted and away from the business end of the table. We have more Lesser Demons eyeing up that central corridor, staring down the Medusan Immortals, really hoping to do some damage there this turn, along with 1 squad of flying Lesser Demons, just trying to move around the back, just to pick up any stragglers that might escape. Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 2 shooting phase. Only 1 shooting attack to make this turn. A Demon Brute is going to shoot a Rift Barb into the Medusan Immortals, hitting on 3s. That's a hit. Strength 8 against Toughness 4, so wounding on 2s. Cool. That's AP 3, so on to the Immortals Invulnerable save.
Yep, so they need a shield save of 6+. And, I was going to say 5 for no pain, and that has been saved.
The flying Lesser Demons that just emerged from the Warp Gate have run forward 3 inches. The second squad of Lesser Demons, which just emerged from the Warp Rift marker, is also run forward 4 inches. Demons of the Ruinstorm turn 2 assault phase. The Demon Brutes, along with the Chosen, have declared a charge against the Medusan Immortals.
Yep, the Immortals have tried their reactionary fire check and failed. 2 of the Volkite shots from the HQ have 1 hit, 1 miss. And then there was 22 shots from the Volkites from the Immortals, but only 2 hits, which is pretty terrible. And 1 of the multi-melters hit as well. So we'll do 6s to wounds with the Volkites. Oh, we get 1, so that's a good start.
4 up armor save for the Demon Brute.
Oh, that has been passed. And then finally a 3 to wound with the Melter Gun. That is also a hit and wound.
Followed by the 5 up invul save for the Demon Brute.
Ooh.
1 wound. At the start of the combat between the Ruinstorm Brutes and the Medusan Immortals, we have 1 Hammer of Wrath hit from the lead Brute, striking at strength 7, so wounding on a 2. That's a 1. Off to a good start. Upon making it into combat, the Chosen issues a challenge, which is accepted by the Iron Hands Forge Lord. Attacking first at initiative step 4, the Chosen strikes with his 3 attacks. That is, unfortunately, only 1 hit. Despite having preferred enemy infantry, no 1s, so no rerolls there. Striking at strength 6, thanks to Tides of Madness, looking for 2s to wound. That's 1 wound on the enemy Terminator.
The Forge Lord has a 2 up armor save. Oof, and just passes.
Striking at initiative step 4 now, the Ruinstorm Brutes are attacking with 3 attacks each, needing 4s to hit. That is a pretty spectacular roll. We have lost 2 attacks. They are strength 7 at the moment, so these will be wounding on 2s. And that is 7 wounds.
7 3-up armor saves. Oh, that is terrible. But we do get Feel No Pain. That is 1 saved and 2 Immortals fall. Striking back at initiative 4, there are 12 attacks from the Immortals, including the Sergeant, and they require 4s to hit. And that is not a bad start. So that's 3, 5 hits. We'll take that. They require 6s to wound, so the Demons are pretty tough at the moment, and that is failed. In the challenge at initiative 1, the Forge Lord will strike out with his Power Axe. 3 attacks, requiring 4s to hit. That is not bad. 2 hits, we'll take that. Strength 5, Toughness 5, requiring 4s to wound at AP 2. That is 2 wounds. Lovely.
2 5-up invul saves for the Ruinstorm Chosen.
Ooh.
Both failed. That's 2 wounds.
The Forge Lord also has a servo arm and will strike out, hitting on 4s. Oh, we get it. Lovely. A 2 to wound. Yes, come on. This could do the Chosen.
So 1 more 5-up invul save for the Chosen.
Oh.
And he fails. That's the Chosen dead. The Ruinstorm Demon Brutes, losing that combat by just a single wound, require 7s or less to pass their morale check. That's an 8. Rolling on the Perils of the Warp table for the Demons of the Ruinstorm, we get a 1. The Cross-Tide Flux, the Demon Storm Brutes have their weapon skill, ballistic skill, and initiative reduced to 1 until the end of their next turn, and receive D3 automatic wounds. 2. Killing 1 more model. End of turn 2 for the Demons of the Ruinstorm. An unfortunate combat for the Chosen and Brutes there, who unfortunately failed the combat, lost 2 of the 4 models. Really going to struggle to hold those Medusan Immortals at bay. Fortunately, there are plenty more demons to push in around them.
Iron Hands turn to movement phase. The HQ and the Immortals are in combat with those 2 Brutes. There are only 2 left, so they stand a reasonable chance of killing them off and getting out of combat. And then finally, Contempt has moved around the corner to try and take out those beasts. Iron Hands turn to shooting phase. We're going to start with the Carrier's Pattern Assault Cannon from the Contemptor into the beasts, requiring 2s to hit. Thankfully, that is a full complement. Strength 6, Toughness 6, 4s to wound, but 6s are rending. Ooh, not amazing. That is only 2 wounds dealt onto those beasts.
5-up demon save for the beasts. 2 wounds.
There is also a Melter Gun in the Chain Fist, requiring a 2 to hit. Ooh, 2s to wound. That is a lovely wound.
Also with a 5-up invul save. 1 more wound.
Those wounds force the beast to take a leadership test. which was passed on a 4. Iron Hands turned to assault phase. The Contemptor has declared a charge against the beast and made it in with a 6-inch charge. Crashing into combat, the Contemptor calls a Hammer of Wrath for initiative 10 on the beast, but it passed its armor save. Striking at initiative 4, the Contemptor has 4 attacks and requires 3s to hit. That is an appalling roll with only 1 hit, but it is a 2 to wound, and that is a wound.
The 5-up invul save. That's failed. That's 1 dead demon. Striking back at initiative step 1, the demon beast is hitting on 4s. That's a hit. Striking at strength 10 with its sundering fangs, the demon beast will be glancing on a 3 with a reroll. That's a penetrating hit.
Whoa, okay, automatic shielding for the Contemptor out of the dice tray. Oh, and that is failed.
Rolling for damage on the Contemptor. That's only shaken, and a hull point.
At the end of the combat, it ends in a draw, but that is a great effort from the Contemptor. Moving on to the other combat, there are 8 immortals in range to attack those brutes, and they require 4s to hit. That is not a bad round. We'll take that. That is 4 hits, and the brutes are toughness 7, so require 6s to wound. That is nothing.
Also striking at initiative 4, the brutes will be hitting on 4s. That's pretty good going. Only 2 fail to hit. Hitting at strength 7, needing 2s to wound. That's 4 of 4 wounds.
Oh, all right, here we go. 3-up armor saves for those immortals. Feel no pain, 5+ required. Ooh, and 1 immortal dies. The Forge Lord strikes at initiative 1 with his power axe and requires a 4 to hit. That, unbelievably, is 3 hits. His strength 5, toughness 7, requiring 6s. We need that roll again. No, it doesn't happen. However, he does have a servo arm, requires a 4 to hit, another 6, and a 3 to wound. That is 1 AP2 wound.
5-up invul save for the demon brute. That has failed. 1 wound on the demons.
That combat has also resulted in another draw. End of turn 2 for the Iron Hands. Despite the lack of reserves, they are holding their own against these demons. However, they are quite worried that the demons with wings might go for an outflanking charge on the larger unit. But other than that, they're doing pretty well.
Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 3 movement phase. The winged lesser demons moving around behind to charge the Medusan Immortals from the rear. The lesser demon squads have both moved in to close the trap on the Immortals there. Meanwhile, the second squad of winged demons has arrived, just at the moment taking up position outside the central objective. Meanwhile, our last beast stuck in combat with the Contemptor. Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 3 assault phase. With no shooting, moving straight onto the winged lesser demons, successfully making a charge on the rear of the Medusan Immortals. Attacking first at initiative step 4, the winged lesser demons have 12 attacks, hitting on 4s. That's a pretty good start. Only 5 fail to hit. At strength 4 now, looking for 4s to wound. That's 4 wounds.
3-up armor saves, power armor. Oh, 2 failed. Now we need feel no pain, 5+ for those immortals. Pass 1, fail 1, and that kills 1 immortal. The sergeant will attack at initiative 4 with his breaching charge against those newly arrived winged demons. He requires a 4 to hit with that breaching charge. Out of the dice tray, builds tension. Thankfully, that has hit, and that will clip 3 of those demons. Its strength 8 AP2 requires a 2 to wound. Of course, there's a 1 in there, so that is possibly some insta-kill onto those demons.
5-up invul saves for the winged demons. Make 1, fail 1. That's 1 dead demon.
The 2 marines adjacent to the sergeant will also attack into the winged demons. They require a 4 to hit. That's 1 hit. And a 4 to wound. That is a wound.
4-up armor save for the demon. That's passed.
The rest of the immortals will attack towards the brutes. 7 attacks requiring 3s to hit because they are down to weapon skill 1 due to the perils of the warp table. So that is 3 hits and they require 6s to wound. And that is 1 wound.
The 4-up armor save for the Brute. That's taking 1 wound. The 2 surviving Demon Brutes will be striking at weapon skill 1 at initiative 1 due to their roll on the Perils of the Warp table last turn. Hitting on 5s. That's only 1 hit. At strength 6, they're wounding on 2s. That's a wound.
3-up armor required. Ooh, and that is passed. Lovely. The Forge Lord will strike back initiative 1 with his power axe, requiring 3s to hit. Oh, that is a massive fail. He does, however, have a servo arm, and that also hits on a 3, maybe. It does. And it is a 2 to wound. Ooh, that's a wound.
The 5-up invul save for the Demon Brute. Oof. That is 1 more Demon Brute dead. At the end of that combat, the demons have lost by 4 wounds. That results in a leadership test for the Brute, needing a 4. Unfortunately, that is a fail. The winged lesser demons will need a 3 or less. That is also a fail. The Perils of the Warp result for the Demon Brute. That is a 4, so that will be D3 wounds. The winged lesser demons suffer a 5, which will also be D3 wounds. That will be 3 wounds for the Brute, so that last model dies. And for the winged lesser demons, also 3, killing 1.5 more.
Moving on to the combat with the Beast and the Contemptor. The Contemptor will strike first with his Chain Fist and requires 3s to hit. That is unbelievable. 2 miss, so 1 hit. 2s to wound, out of the dice tray. That's a 5.
5-up invul save for the Demon Beast. Ooh. And that is instant death.
After a spectacular combat, the Contemptor consolidated 5 inches.
End of turn 3 for the Demons of the Ruinstorm. After a spectacular failure in the assault phase, trying to deal with the Medusan Immortals, the remaining demons hopefully will survive long enough for the rest to charge into combat, hoping to avoid the Medusan Immortals getting off another round of shooting.
Iron Hand's turn 3 movement. A really good start to the turn. The other squad of 14 Immortals have come on their table edge, and they are trying to go for this objective here. So every little helps in this game, particularly against demons. We may get some shots off in the next couple of turns, which will be really great. And then finally, the Contemptor has moved around and is able to draw a bead onto those demons right down through that servo carrier with his Carrier's Pattern Assault Cannon. Iron Hand's turn 3 shooting. The only shooting of the turn is from the Contemptor with his Carrier's Pattern Assault Cannon into those demons through the 2 containers, and 6 shots requiring 2s to hit. At last, a full complement. They are toughness 4, strength 6, 2s to wound, 6s are rending. It doesn't matter, and that is 6 wounds dealt to those demons.
6 5+ invul saves for the demons. That's 4 made, 2 wounds taken. So 1 dead demon.
Iron Hand's turn 3 assault phase, moving to the only combat in the turn, and that's the Immortals versus the Winged Demons. There are 11 attacks eligible from the squad, and they require 4s to hit. That is a spectacularly terrible roll. Loads of 1s and 2s in there, brilliant. But there are 2 hits, which is good enough, and they require 4s to wound. And that is 2 wounds dealt to the demons.
4-up armor saves for the demons. Passed both of them. Striking back, also at initiative 4, we have 6 attacks from the demons. Hitting on 4s. Again, 2 hits. Not ideal. Wounding on 4s. That's 2 wounds.
Oh, okay, 3-up armor saves for those Immortals. Look at that. That is a drawn combat because the Forge Lord is out of range. End of turn 3 for the Iron Hands. Not a bad turn. It would have been nice to put a couple more casualties on those Winged Demons. However, they didn't lose any, so that's a really good start. They are quite worried, though. They are going to get a counter charge from the demons in front of them. But there is another unit of Immortals on the board, and they will either lend their support to the unit, or they'll move around and capture objectives.
Turn 4 movement phase for the demons. Moving the damaged squad of lesser demons out of the way to clear a path for the largest surviving squad to charge the Medusan Immortals. The winged lesser demons also pushing into the gap, also looking for something to get into. Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 4 assault phase. The 10-man squad of lesser demons charging into the back of the Medusan Immortals rolled a 7-inch charge. Having made contact with the Medusan Immortals, the 10 lesser demons struck with 30 attacks, getting 16 hits, striking now at strength 4 with shred and rending. Needing 4s to wound. Looking for 4s again. And that is 9 wounds. 1 rend.
Starting with the Forge Lord, we'll go with the Rend. He has a 3-up invulnerable save thanks to that Cyber Familiar, and that has passed, thankfully. We'll do these 2 at a time now because he does have Artificer Armor. 1's not required. Terminator Armor correction, but it doesn't matter, and the Warlord has been slain. Now we move on to the Power Armor of those Immortals. 3's required. Failing 3, that is an absolute shocker, but they do have Feel No Pain 5+, and they are also failed, killing 3 Immortals.
The flying lesser demons attacking now. 6 attacks, hitting on 4s. Oh, not an ideal roll, but 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. 1 wound.
Okay, Power Armor 3+. Ooh, thankfully passed. Striking back initiative 4, the 3 Immortals that died will fight into the Demonettes as it was at the same initiative. They require 4s to hit. That is only 1 hit. 4s to wound, out of the dice tray. Ooh, that is a fail. Striking into the winged lesser demons, we've got 8 attacks, including the Sergeant, requiring 4s to hit. Slightly better, but not much. And 4s to wound. Oh yeah, we'll take that. 2 wounds.
4-up armor saves on the winged lesser demons. That's 2 wounds.
At the end of that combat, the Immortals have lost by a difference of 2. They're down to leadership 7. Come on. That is a massive failure with a leadership of 10. And let's see if they get run down. Initiative 4 plus... Whoa. Okay, so unfortunately, with both rolling a result of 7, the Immortals have been caught by those winged lesser demons and have been swept.
After a successful combat, the winged lesser demons consolidate 2 inches. The lesser demons on foot consolidating 3. End of Demons turn 4. After successfully removing the Medusan Immortal squad, looking to surround and hopefully do the same to the last remaining squad of Iron Hands infantry.
Iron Hands turn 4 movement. The Contemptor will stay stationary and fire his Carries Pattern Assault Cannon through the containers into the back of the lesser demons to help out the Immortals, which are beset on all sides. The unit has moved forward and will try and annihilate this unit and will shoot and charge and then be ready to receive the charge from the lessers in the following turn. Iron Hands turn 4 shooting. The Contemptor will fire into the back of those lesser demons with its Carries Pattern Assault Cannon, requiring 2s to hit. That is 1 drop, so not too bad. And 2s to wound, 6s are rending. That is not too bad. That's 4 wounds and a rend, but we are forced onto a demon save.
5+ demon save for the rending hit. That is a wound. 4 remaining 5+ demon invulnerable saves. 2 more wounds.
The Immortals will fire 12 Volkite shots into those lesser demons in front of them, requiring 3s. Ooh, average roll there. So 6 hits, so that is exactly half. Strength 5, toughness 4, requiring 3s. Not bad. And that is 5 wounds.
4-up armor saves for the lesser demons. Oh, not a great roll. 2 wounds saved, 3 wounds taken.
3 deflagrate shots from those Volkites. Whoa, look at that. 2 more wounds.
2 more 4+ saves. 1 more wound caused.
We've only 3 demons left in that squad. Let's see if we can insta-kill one with the Melter Gun, and that is a 3 to hit. Oh, that was not going to happen.
A leadership test, 7 or less for the lesser demons. Just makes it.
Iron Hands turn 4 assault phase. In the bid to clear the Zone Mortalis of demons, the Immortals are forced into a charge. It's 6 inches, but they get -1 due to their Void Hardened armor. A 7 is required. Oh, that is a shocking 4. They are going nowhere. End of turn 4 for the Iron Hands. It would have been nice to have made that charge. It would have at least cleared the board of 3 more demons with a bit of luck. But it wasn't meant to be. It's okay. The Mortals will inevitably overwatch onto the onrushing demons. The Contemptor has done some really good work there at the back of the board, just firing down into those demons. However, in the latter part of the game, he will move around and claim that objective directly behind him. So it's anybody's game at this stage.
Demons turn 5 into the movement phase. A pretty wonderful pincer movement getting pulled off here. We have winged lesser demons and just a horde of regular on foot lesser demons moving in to surround some hopefully doomed immortals. Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 5 shooting phase. The squad of 6 flying lesser demons will be firing with their bone shard harpoons into the squad of immortals. They will be hitting on 4s. They'll be hitting on 3s. That's 1 miss. At strength 3, they will be wounding on 6s due to the inviolate armor of the Medusan immortals.
Oof.
No wounds. Same weapon again for the smaller squad of winged lesser demons. 2 shots into the back of the Medusan immortals, hitting on 3s. That's 1 hit. Looking for a 6 to wound, and that's nothing. Demons turn 5 assault phase. First into the breach will be the smaller squad of winged lesser demons, hoping to tie up that overwatch.
Overwatch from the unit was particularly spectacular. The unit passed their initiative check, so fired at full ballistic skill. One of the multi-guns insta-killed one of the demons and killed him outright. Then a fusillade of shots managed to take out 1 more of the demons, leaving 1 remaining to charge.
After a pretty vicious overwatch, the final remaining winged demon makes an 8-inch charge to come into contact with the back of the Immortals unit. Charging first with the larger unit of lesser demons. With a 7-inch charge, they make it into the front end of the Medusan Immortal squad. At the end of the Demons Assault phase, the last remaining unit of lesser demons was unable to declare a charge due to the larger unit occupying the entirety of the corridor. At initiative 10 for the combat, there is 1 Hammer of Wrath hit from the winged lesser demon. Striking at strength 3, looking for a 5 to wound. Unfortunately, doesn't wound. 2 attacks from the winged lesser demon, hitting on 4s. That's no hits. Next up is the 18 attacks from the lesser demons squad, hitting on 4s. That's pretty good going. Only 5 fail to hit. We are wounding on 5s, but with shred and rending. That's 1 rend and 2 wounds. Oh, and shred really making up the difference there with 2 more rends and 1 more wound.
Whoa, that's a bit rough, isn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
What would you like me to take first?
Take the 3 rends.
All right, so we go straight onto the boarding shield, 5+ in combat. That's 1 pass, 2 fail, feel no pain. Woo, look at that. Lovely jubbly. And then finally, 3 up armor saves for the remainder of the attacks, and they have all been passed. Lovely. Striking initiative 4, the Sergeant and the 4 immortals will go into the winged demon, and he requires a 4 to hit. Shocker. Okay, that is 3. Strength 4, toughness 3, thanks to Tides of Madness, and they require 3s to wound. There is only 1 wound left on that demon.
4 up armor saves.
Oh, just look at that, and that demon has been killed. The remainder of the immortals will attack into the lesser demons with 9 attacks, requiring 4s. That is a fantastic roll, only dropping 4 attacks. Strength 4, toughness 3, and 3s to wound. Average. Okay, so that is 3 wounds.
4 up armor saves for the demons. Oh, and that's very poor. 3 wounds go through. Another failed combat for the demons, losing 4 wounds and not causing any. We need a 3 or more for a morale, 3 or less for a morale check. Unfortunately,
it was close.
That's a fail. And for the perils of the warp roll, another 1. So that is weapon skill and ballistic skill in initiative 1 until the end of the demon's next turn. and D3 wounds. 3 more wounds.
So that will kill 2 demons that had 1 wound on each, and then put a wound on another.
End of turn 5 for the Demons of the Ruinstorm. Another unfortunate assault phase where we failed to kill a single Medusan Immortal. Now the plan is to just try and tie them up for the rest of the game, prevent them from capturing any objectives.
Iron Hand's turn 5 movement, potentially the last turn of the game. The large Immortal squad is tied up with those lesser demons, but there is a chance that they could come out of that combat. And then finally, the Contemptor has moved around, opened the door, and is firmly in range of that objective, scoring a point, hopefully, at the end of the game. Iron Hand's turn 5 assault phase, straight into the large combat down by the corner of the battlefield here. There are only 12 Immortals in range of combat, and they require 4s to hit. That is not a good start. That is 3 hits total. Strength 4 versus Toughness 3, thanks to Tides of Madness. 3s to wound, and that is 2 wounds.
4+ armor saves for the lesser demons.
Oh.
He makes both. Striking back at initiative 4 with 6 lesser demons. It's 12 attacks, hitting on 4s. Or better roll than the Immortals got.
Yep.
6 miss. 6 hit with Shred and Rending, looking for 5s to wound. 3 so far. 3 rerolls with Shred. No more.
3 3-up armor saves for the Immortals. Pass 2, fail 1, and they go on to their 5-up Feel No Pain. Oh, that does kill 1 Immortal. At the end of that combat, the Immortals lose the combat by a difference of 1. Stargent is still alive, so 9 less 1 is 8. Oh, there it is. That's 9. That is a shocker. So they might be able to get swept. The Immortals have a -1 to this, unfortunately. Oh, 2. I'm on a 1. Oh, that is an absolute shocker. And those Immortals have been swept.
After a brutal turn of combat, the surviving lesser demons consolidate 3 inches.
End of Iron Hand's turn 5. What a crazy game that was. Those demons wiping out that huge Immortal squad at the dying seconds at the end of the game was just unbelievable. We are going to call the game there, as no more points can be scored, and the remaining demon units can't cause any damage on the Contemptor, even if they could get there. So we're going to tot up the victory points, and we'll see you in a sec. That is the end of the game, and it was immensely close, and it came down to a dice roll.
Quite literally the last roll of the game.
Now, if those Immortals had stayed in combat, the Iron Hands would have won. However, they didn't, and the final score was 4 points to the Demons and 3 to the Iron Hands. Congratulations.
Yeah, excellent game.
Good game.
Oh, so close though.
There were so many highlights in there. Like the Immortals had a really strong shooting phase really early on.
They did several brutal shooting phases.
And I thought, do you know what? This is going really well.
Yeah, and certainly a lot of the bigger, scarier demons just bounced off them earlier on in the game.
Yeah, that Warlord kill really early was fantastic.
Yep.
And
the brutes just failing as well.
Yeah, but also as well, you know, the HQ didn't take company of Bitter Iron, didn't take Autic Moore, didn't take an Iron Father, just took a lowly, I keep forgetting his name, Forge Lord, thank you. And I thought, oh, he's not going to do very good, but he did all right.
Yeah, he went toe-to-toe with a lot of Gribblies.
He did, eh? And we mentioned at the beginning of the game as well, the 2 Warlords were a bit more on par with each other. I think it was a lot more balanced.
Yeah, certainly less scary than having Autic Moore striding around in there.
Yeah. Connor did a fantastic job in the latter part of the game, manoeuvring that, getting into position for that pincer, and, you know, double charge, which was fantastic. Got some shots off from multiple units, and then followed up with a charge. And you know, weight of power, it worked real well. Yeah,
well, certainly we weren't killing too many, but we did drown them, so...
Yeah, you could argue that was a good idea. I think the biggest mistake that I made with the Iron Hands was deploying the Contemptor so far away. I had hoped to split off the Demons. It worked, but not
Demons
as
are
much
just too fast. Far too easy than to just surround one of your units.
Yeah.
Especially in such a small game with only 3 units for the Iron Hands.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing about the board as well, although it was quite open and, you know, there was so many places for them to go, for the units to go, I think the board worked really well though.
Yeah, certainly The units that we were playing with, large unit sizes, really helped to keep the board quite tactical.
Yeah, I mean, it also allowed both units to sort of double front the units as well. So it's a bit more firepower, there's a bit more charging going on.
Yeah.
And I think there was less of that kind of just moving through empty spaces through Zone Mortalis. We got stuck in quite quickly.
Yeah, it was a very bloody match.
Which was pretty cool. Well, I think that's a fantastic result. It's Connor's debut on the channel, and he's pulled a win off with the Demons. Cheeky git.
Yeah.
Great work to you. It's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
My pleasure. Now, I really hope you've enjoyed this game. I know it's only a small point game, but there's been a few complications in the mix over here. But we are going to get some bigger games out soon. You'll see a lot more of Connor and I over the next few weeks with some smaller games. You might get some Thousand Suns on the channel very soon, which would be pretty cool. Photos from this game can be found on the Instagram page as always. It's at the 30k channel. And Connor's yours is a bit of a mouthful, so we'll just bang it underneath.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
See you later.